Ladies and gentlemen of crypto, you bet your ass things are crazy again. I mean, I don't think a day goes by where I don't just look at my screen and think, what have I gotten myself into? And I really sincerely hope a lot of you guys are also watching it like that, because otherwise I'd feel very alone. And just to put up one example, but ladies and gentlemen, I've got many in this video that I will show you. Just to put up one example, take a look at this piece of news. The BRICS, which are Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, explore to create a crypto stablecoin for global trade settlements. What update did I miss? I'm not saying that this would be a good idea, but you can see how serious they are about getting away from the dollar, but more importantly, just how much this crypto space is taken over. And I think that's a very important note to put down right here. Anyway, I don't always want to just talk about some of the crazier, deeper parts. Let's also talk about how crazy good of an opportunity we've got. I mean, BlackRock is aware that real-world assets are multi-trillion-dollar opportunities, 𝗕𝗃 co-founder. Now, first of all, I'm going to, break the ice here a little bit by saying this is the absolute stupidest statement that I have ever read in my life. It's like saying sugar is a huge opportunity. I mean, it might not be a better opportunity than 200 years ago, but it's still absolutely huge. Real world assets basically mean nearly anything, and they're saying it's it's big. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's big. So jokes aside, I personally think that what we were drilling in a little while back of guys like BlackRock really heavily diving into real-world assets, tokenization, so the crypto factor of it, is going to really turn out to be true, which will definitely be really, really good for all the RWA type of cryptos that, again, if we're buying them right now, could really shine over the next few months. And so it's just a little insight, but I personally think it's something to really not skip over too easily, because from nearly every single angle, it does make sense, let me tell you. I mean, the numbers here show that the guys, the institutions, know just how quickly these things can scale up as well. Point being here, don't skip over this industry. There's a good chance that it's going to be the best performer of the run. Something else I just found, because I just want to kind of share all the news here. I'm not so sure if you guys are interested in just news and hearing exactly what's going on in crypto. If you are though, because the channel is still called DustyBC Crypto News, I don't know even, I think so. Make sure you go ahead and press that like button, because I think what I might want to do is get one more theoretical type of video in there and more of the top coins I'm liking, because I think that's more important in the bull market, but also give you guys all the news, like for example, that Binance got sued in Canada for securities law violations. So where I almost always just cover the US side of things and how the US SEC decides to always bitch slap all the crypto cases and crypto peoples. I mean, Canada ain't necessarily completely better. We can't let them off the hook just quite yet. And I didn't even know that. But apparently Canada already left, Binance already left Canada about a year ago. They've still decided to continue investigating the exchange, and things are escalating ever so slightly. And they have just been slapped with a new class action lawsuit. And quote, "It is noteworthy here that cryptocurrency derivatives traders include a great many retail investors. The certification motion reads, adding that more than 50% of Canadian crypto owners have at least $5,000 in the market, according to the Ontario Securities Commission." Oh, but anyway, if you thought I was done, if you thought that was like the worst news and the only Binance/crypto related news, you'd be wrong. But take a look at a couple of things here, because actually, crypto doesn't sleep, but sometimes, some days are just way crazier than others. So first of all, Tesla reveals none of their $700 million worth of Bitcoin was actually sold in the first quarter of 2024, which is actually interesting. I thought they would have probably, been a little bit more afraid, but they're still holding $700 million worth. Good. The FTC bans all non-compete agreements. Interesting. But the one I wanted to get to was this right here. The Philippines SEC orders the Apple and Google Play Store to remove Binance from their app stores. It's not looking good, guys. I don't know. So much negative news recently here. It's crazy. Now, price-wise, we're actually mostly just moving up on Bitcoin, which is quite funny. If you look at all the negative news, and that's actually another point that I'm trying to break up here. If you look at mostly just news, right? You most of the time don't really get a feeling for how the market is doing. Just taking a look at this, you can see it's mostly been excitement throughout the entirety of the last week. But in terms of news, there have been so many drama pieces at the SEC, at this, that. But it's a lot of just noise. It's all just to distract you from things that are important. And I've got something really else that's pretty cool to show you. It's a video of what this guy is about to say. It's pretty interesting, but first I want to talk about our sponsor of today's video called Polytrade. With RWAs absolutely popping off recently, and as we covered earlier in the video, guys like BlackRock joining the game, I think it's always really interesting to explore more options in this sector, and that's why I present to you Polytrade, which in simple words is an RWA aggregator, as it brings together a lot of different types of assets in one single place. And in simple words, you can see it as the Amazon of real world assets. And as we've got the marketplace right here, just imagine having tokenized real estate, loans, gold, silver, diamonds, Pokemon cards, luxury bags, all in one store that you can purchase with just one click using crypto. They've officially partnered with Ondo, OpenEden. You can see a little list here like Clearpool, just many different partners. But some might state that the nicest part is that they're officially partnered with MasterCard, as it says on the MasterCard website right here, and are also closely working with MasterCard's multi-token network, which is a private network owned by MasterCard that they will work with banks on. And so what's interesting about Polytrade right now? Well, they just launched their phase 2 of their marketplace with all the more than 15,000 people, I think, whitelisted for it. And as you can see, they've got quite a lot of good options, 2,000 plus. And Polytrade is not just a simple app. No, it's significantly more. They authored the RWA token standard ERC6960, which is hopefully or basically setting the standard for RWA tokenization, as the 6960 solves for fractionalization, payment splitting, and importantly cross-chain mobility of assets. Long story short, they're pretty cool in the multi-chain department, and they've also got Arbitrum in there, which is nice. For what I've read through, they've also got some additional pretty interesting partnerships, like the one with Ondo, I think we already mentioned, and DWF Labs, and it's available on quite a lot of exchanges already. And now I think the price might have also just had a nice boost off the bull market, and perhaps partially because of the real world asset boost right here. But relatively at 60 million, it's still quite small, especially if you compare it to other coins of this norm, of this sort. But yeah, if there's something for you, there's a link down below to check the portal out, and let's move on.
I'm going to put the entire US budget on blockchain so that every American can look at every budget item in the entire budget anytime they want, 24 hours a day. And we're going to have 300 million eyeballs on our budget. And if somebody is spending $16,000 for a toilet seat, everybody's going to know about it.
Okay, first of all, that guy is never to be understood perfectly, huh? But the most important part here was the pro-Bitcoin presidential candidate RFK Jr. says he will put the entire US budget on blockchain if elected this year. Which made me realize it's an election year. And so if you thought that some of the crazy shenanigans when it comes to crypto prices was over, ooh, you might as well oil yourself up, because we're about to get way more freaky. A couple other things I thought were cool. First of all, Hong Kong crypto ETF launches to test ambition to be the global hub. Hong Kong wants to take over everything we've known about crypto, right? Like right now, I'd say, what is a hub, right? US, maybe Dubai, Singapore. They're all, some sort of middle grounds. UK tried it for a little bit, but when I think of crypto, what country or what area do you think of? Well, Hong Kong wants to be that. Hong Kong is testing it out now by allowing for the ETFs to be that center, what everybody thinks of when they think of crypto. Now, I'm not going to say the bin is easy all the time, nor that they're doing a good job in every single way, but where there's a will, there's a way. Especially when I keep reading articles like this. The IRS set to kill pseudonymity in crypto. Tax form proposal raises alarms. A draft of an IRS form appears to indicate that the agency will require self-custodial wallet address from DeFi users filing taxes. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, this is bound to happen at some point, right? That they want you to write down which exact address is yours. And I'm going to tell you something. Even about 6-ish years ago, I was afraid that the tax authority would already do that. You know that? That's 6 or 7 years ago. I was already thinking, ooh, yeah, they're probably going to do that real soon, huh? It's been 6-7 years, nothing come up. And so it's kind of bound to happen. They're going to ask you exactly which wallets are yours. Now, you might say, well, what if I have thousands of them? Good luck. What if you have like 20 or 100? Oh man, there's one fly or whatever the frick it is that keeps outspeeding me. What if you got thousands and you've got like 20 bucks in each? Do you have to really, yeah, you probably do. It's the same story, I think, as with traders who do high frequency trading, 500,000 trades, but only end up making a very, very tiny profit. We'll profit, but the work of logging every single transaction would be way worse than the burden of tax, if you understand where I'm coming from. As a matter of fact, maybe you even made a loss, but try proving that now, huh? Then again, you might argue that this is ridiculous, and I understand, because it kills a lot of the core parts of crypto. But the opposite side as well, they probably are going to try to put this rule down just so they can do something against you if you don't fulfill it, knowing that most people won't actually do it. You understand where I'm coming from? So they put a little rule in because they know most people won't comply, and it's not a problem until they catch you with something and they can just take from all these little strip mines that they've said beforehand. That's what I'm thinking of, that they can, through that way, try to seize your money because you didn't, yada, yada, yada. SEC suggests, this is a side note, talking about all this SEC stuff. Today's like a day of SEC shenanigans, huh? SEC suggests $5.3 billion fine for 𝗏𝗏 and Terraform Labs. So that guy might be completely screwed. $5 billion is a lot. And it's kind of funny also because, you know, they're asking, the SEC, $5.3 billion, right? And you might ask yourself, well, is that fair? How much is 𝗏𝗏 willing to pay? Well, take a look with me right here. The SEC is calling for a New York court to impose a $5.3 billion fine to Terraform Labs and 𝗏𝗏, the co-founder, citing their roles in the 2022 Terra Luna collapse. The two parties are contesting the amount of the civil penalties, though. Okay. Well, with Terraform Labs arguing a maximum fine of what? 3.5 billion? No. 3.5 million. And 𝗏𝗏 800,000. Wait, what? So the issue at hand is tens of billions of dollars, you know, and they're like, well, let's, 800,000, take it or leave it. I mean, maybe that's just negotiation tactics, though, because I can't believe he'd only have like, a million or two. So he's giving away 800K. I can't believe it. He must be freaking loaded still. The guy had so many angel investments. He's probably not a dumbass. He probably has some money left and right. And anyway, today's been a really chaotic episode. I don't know why. But the last thing I'll just quickly say is right now, all the focus is on Ethereum. And yeah, it might sound crazy, but altcoins. And the reason I'm saying that is because I would consider Bitcoin to be really, really interesting before the halving and slightly into it, but Bitcoin itself not being the main thing here anymore. Yes, we're talking about things on top of Bitcoin, so either ordinals or runes or things like that, but runes have not really popped off, in terms of excitement and engagement as much as I would have expected. So from that perspective, maybe dial the expectation down ever so slightly on that. But for the most part, just things based on Bitcoin could do really, really well this run. But more importantly, everybody's just looking out right now for the Ethereum ETFs, as BlackRock is almost never wrong. And so there's a good chance they're going to just push through. And if they do, boom, that's going to be crazy for Ethereum. There's a good chance that what's going to happen to Ethereum is similar to what happened with Bitcoin, where right now it's just going to basically be going maybe don't pull just up and up and up and up, because that's basically what happened with Bitcoin too. Just straight up we go, And so honest truth, that's basically just what I'm looking out for here. Ethereum crazy gains, which will translate over into all these different altcoins, hasn't happened yet. Right now, just an occasional meme is doing really, really well, but it's what I'm looking out for on the horizon here. And I'm still just kind of placing little side notes, side bets for the massive pop off, but it's still rather quiet. Then again, excited for what's about to come.